What's up, everyone? Just wanted to do a very quick live stream to give you a small update about the things I'm doing at this very moment, and also a few little updates about my stocks, my portfolio, and also some other news out there. Let's see, where are we going to start? So currently I'm still working on a program. I'm just going to talk about what I've got on the screen. But currently I'm still working on the program for beginners, investing for beginners in Dutch. And I am going to make about 102 videos, and I've already done about 86 of them, so I got 16 to do right now. I hope I actually can finish it this week, potentially on Friday. If not, it's probably going to be somewhere on like a Monday or potentially Tuesday, but with a little bit of luck, I can actually finish it all on Friday. So then, like next week, I can go back to doing regular videos instead of live streams, because I really wanted to just dive into this program and dive into these videos, so I can just do a little crunch, a couple of crunch weeks, if you will. But yeah, I do think I just need a 2 days more or less, and then I'll likely be back to my regular schedule. Wow, talking is difficult nowadays, especially after creating so many videos. But yeah, I think next week I'll likely be back on my regular schedule and do some regular videos again. All right, so who's in here today? Do we have anyone in here today? Let me know. So I also want to talk a little bit more about Crypto Blades. I also talked about that in the last live stream on Monday. The token right now is definitely down. It's super duper volatile. I personally bought it around $115 per coin, I believe. It went all the way up to like 150 or potentially even 160 and is now back down to 100. So it's definitely very volatile, but I don't really want to like trade it. I kind of want to hold it for a little bit longer to see if we are going to get the news about if the Crypto Blades game, the NFT game, is going to win the Binance contest, and if it's actually going to win the direct listing, or at least the Binance listing. That would be very cool, because I do think that a lot of additional people would be attracted to the token, to the game as well. And yeah, that would, in my opinion, be bullish for the skill token in general. I was tracking the Discord membership. I'm not sure if I talked about that on last Monday, but I can actually go to my my own channel. By the way, if you want to join this, you can go to nesami.com/discord to join this premium membership. And I was tracking a few things with regards to the skill token and with regards to the amount of members on the Discord. And I started tracking this on the 24th of July, so 4 days ago. The Discord group of Crypto Blades had 58,000 members. Then a day later, 65,000, so 7,500 in 1 day. Then 1 day later, 81,000, so 15,000 in a day. And then a day later, like 99,000 basically. So that was like 18,000 in a day. So it's quite insane to see how quickly it is growing. And the fun thing is that Discord apparently has a cap of 100,000 members. So now it's been at 100,000 members for a while. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to create like an additional channel, or if Discord is going to give them a what do you call it, like a possibility to elaborate a little bit more, to have more people in the Discord. I am really wondering what is going to happen, because I definitely think if they open this limit to like 200,000, this would likely boost it into like 120,000, or well, not immediately, but in a very short time frame, in my personal opinion. So it's kind of interesting to see. It was also interesting to see that they had quite a lot of congestion on the Binance Smart Chain network because of so many people playing the game, and also because of other things happening on the Binance Smart Chain network. They're not right now working for a solution, so let's see if they're going to come up with a solution. As I've mentioned, we don't know if they, Crypto Blades, are the winner of the Binance contest just yet, but I do think we're likely going to see that news within a few days or so. And I just, like a half an hour ago, I noticed an interview. Let's actually go here. I noticed that there was an interview with a guy from BSC, so that's like the Binance Smart Chain, and also from Crypto Blades. I believe this is like the CEO of Crypto Blades, so I still need to listen to this, but yeah, if you're interested in this, it's an interview of like 45 minutes and could potentially be interesting for you if you would like to know a little bit more about the game and about the token. All right, in the realm of NFTs, I was also kind of surprised to see that Coca-Cola right now is working a little bit more in the world of NFTs as well. They are going to launch some NFT collectibles on Friendship Day. I didn't even know this existed, but apparently we have an International Friendship Day on July 30th. So that is in what, 2 days? Yeah, in 2 days. And then apparently Coca-Cola is going to bring out some, is going to auction some of their first ever non-fungible tokens, and that's going to be located on OpenSea, which is one of the, or if it's probably the biggest NFT marketplace out there right now. It's going to be a 4-day event too, so it's kind of interesting to see. Decentraland is also going to do some stuff, so yeah, it's quite cool to see that NFTs are going more mainstream than potentially the rest of crypto. I do think that NFT could actually be an interesting bridge between the real world and the digital world, the crypto world. So let's see if more companies are going to pick this up. Because, I mean, Coca-Cola getting into NFTs, that's already quite a big thing in my opinion. So yeah, that's quite exciting to see for sure. Let's go into some of the updates for some of my stocks that I hold. One of them is eHang, as you might know. eHang is a drone company based in China. And they are actually, or they have already started their operations in a new facility. It's looking like this one. It's the Yangfu production facility. And in late June of this year, so 2021, they actually started their operations. And they're also going to launch a investor day. We were already waiting for this day. I believe they first were going to do it in June, but because of COVID, they postponed it. And now it's going to be on Wednesday, August 18th. So I do think that could be an interesting day. It could definitely provide some kind of catalyst for the stock price to go up. Because, yeah, I do think that, what do you call it? I do think that, well, a lot of investors are likely going to go to this place to see what kind of operations are going on for eHang at this very moment, and to see if everything is legit, if the short sellers are actually bad and yeah, just liars or whatever, and then we can actually see if we have some confirmations of the operations actually being in full swing. So that's going to be quite interesting to see. One more thing I would like to say about eHang is that we are experiencing this Chinese crackdown, if you will, on a few stocks. We saw that, for example, in the tutoring world, the tutoring stocks. Apparently now it's prohibited to offer tutoring for money, so they cannot make any profits on tutoring anymore, or at least that was like in some cases. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but it seems like China is cracking down on more and more sectors, and yeah, it's quite insane to see that they have so much power in that country. So I'm kind of wondering if that is also going to have any implications for eHang at some point. I do think that currently it's not really the case. I do think it's just a very small space, the whole drone sector, and eHang is a relatively small company too. But yeah, at some point it could definitely become a little bit annoying for sure. And then let's also quickly check out the graph, because I was looking at the graph and we are getting closer and closer to important support levels. As you can see, if we scroll in a little bit, and well, potentially I can just get rid of this Fibonacci retracement, but you can see that we are, and let's zoom in a little bit more, that we are getting quite close to important support around that $21 level. So let's see if we're going to go down a little bit more to that $21 level, set in a nice little bottom over there, and then go back to the upside. If we do go back to the upside earlier, especially if we see a daily candlestick closure probably above this yellow line, which is the 8 daily exponential moving average, then I'll likely add a little bit more to my position. Or if we're going to go down to $21, or at least or even lower, then I kind of think that we are, or that I'm going to add a little bit to my position as well. What's up, Coldplay? Hi, Nesami. Keep up the good work. Would love to see some more spec analysis videos. Yeah, so the thing is, I've been, of course, as you probably know, doing a lot of spec valuation videos in the past, especially like in the beginning of this year. It was just the world of specs was just a very big hype, and I kind of had to jump on that hype train. So I definitely did, and I had my own little niche with the spec valuations. But the thing is, right now, the SPACs definitely have died off a little bit. It's getting less interesting in general, as you can see from this graph. This is like an ETF for SPAC companies. And yeah, as you can see from basically the end of September, the end of February, we have basically just gone down and down and down. So that is one of the main reasons why I'm not doing a lot of SPAC valuation videos anymore. Another reason is that currently I'm focusing more on creating a program about investing for beginners in Dutch, and that I want to shift my channel a little bit over time from doing very specific videos to more and more general content over time. So that is another reason. And I suppose another reason is that I'm trying to focus a little bit more on the stocks that I currently own and the stocks of which I know that kind of a lot of people are looking at, and that I am able to gain quite a lot of viewers from, you know, because sometimes I make SPAC valuation videos about stocks that are currently not very popular, and those videos might get like hundreds of views. But if I do a video about like ChargePoint or TBGY or I don't know, maybe STEM, then I usually get more views, like maybe potentially thousands of views. So yeah, that's a few. Those are a few of my reasons why I'm not doing many SPAC valuation videos anymore. But if I see some interesting ones, then I'll definitely talk about those. Jay says it won't attack eHang unless it's collecting lots of user data. Don't follow eHang quite deep into China lately and CCP. You don't follow eHang, I suppose? Yeah, no, I definitely get that. And I think you're right, honestly, Jay. I am not really worried about eHang. I did, I'm not sure if you know, but a while ago I had a position in in Xpeng. I had a kind of like a swing trade. Let's actually go to Xpeng for a second. I had a swing trade which I started, I'm not entirely sure where, but I think around this region, around like $30 per share because of this support level over here. Then we, of course, went a little bit lower. I might have even added a little bit to my position, but I'm not entirely sure anymore. But I got rid of my position, yeah, probably around like $43, I would say. I'm not entirely sure either, but I would have to check that in Discord. But well, it doesn't really matter. I just had a swing trade, but I got rid of it, and one of the reasons was technical analysis, another reason was financial analysis, and another reason was the China crackdown. So I kind of thought that we would see some more effects from the China crackdown, and especially yesterday we had a massive move to the downside, 15% down in one day. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying, of course. So let's see if it's going to continue to have an effect on Xpeng or not. But yeah, again, I do think I would agree with you that eHang is likely not going to be affected that much. I do think so too. All right, let's talk a little bit about Teladoc as well, because Teladoc had their earnings call yesterday. I was listening to that earnings call, and it was kind of basically as expected. Nothing major changed, actually. Of course, yeah, everyone was screaming about the earnings per share being missed, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's a real issue right now. A lot of people were saying, yeah, we don't see a lot of growth in members, but that was already expected. The company Teladoc had already provided some guidance for the year that they didn't really expect a lot of growth in members this year, or that was almost going to stay flat, and so far it has definitely stayed more or less flat. It has gone up like 1% or whatever. So I do kind of think that it's not a real issue just yet. I just already expected that we weren't going to get a very exciting earnings call, and I'm just going to wait and see what happens with this company in the next couple of years, because Wall Street in general usually is quite short-sighted, short-term oriented. They are looking more at like the next couple of months, but yeah, I prefer to look at it from a perspective of the next couple of years instead. And it was quite interesting to see that we first went down like 10% and now are basically back to break even with quite a lot of volume as well. So yeah, it looks like investors are buying the dip. Potentially ARK Invest is plowing more money into this stock. They were actually accumulating Teladoc right before the earnings, 1 day before and like 2 days before as well. So they were getting deeper and deeper in Teladoc. Quite interesting to see. Upwork, let's talk a little bit about that. Upwork has their earnings call tomorrow. Currently, I believe Upwork is my largest stock position. I might want to take a little bit of profits, but I'm likely going to wait until the earnings call is going to happen to see if that is going to lead to a boost in the stock price or not. And yeah, I think that technical analysis wise, we could definitely see some more downside in the next couple of weeks and months potentially, especially if we're going to create a lower high compared to this high over here. But yeah, let's see if that is actually going to be the case or not. The thing is, however, if you look at the valuation, it's not super duper expensive right now compared to the other stocks that I hold. Upwork currently has a price to sales ratio of about 15x based on the expected value for the expected revenue rather for 2021. So yeah, 15x for a price to sales ratio is definitely not horrible, and is, if you look at the rest of my stocks, even on the cheap side. So I'm kind of wondering if the earnings call is going to provide more bullish news, if it's going to provide an additional jump in the stock price or not. But yeah, that is something for us to see tomorrow. Then let's also check out Bitcoin. We already were looking shortly at Bitcoin. Right now we are running into some resistance, which is created by this top over here all the way back in January 2021 and this top over here in June 2021 as well. We are now running into that level, which is around 40.6, 40.5 thousand. Let's actually go into a lower time frame and let's go make this auto. So as you can see, we were putting in a nice little wick right at that level of 40.6 thousand. I already had this line in for like weeks and weeks or potentially even months. And yeah, it looks like we beautifully touched the resistance, got rejected, went back to the 55 EMA at this case on the hourly chart, and went back to the 40.6 thousand level and had a little short pullback too. But now it looks like we are going to go back and test it again. So let's see if at some point the resistance is going to become weaker and weaker, and that we are actually going to break through and just create a nice little higher high compared to this high over here. That would be pretty epic for sure. Now, another potential scenario, and I'm not sure if that is the more likely scenario. Let's actually find my little, what do you call them, my path. So another potential scenario is that we do get a larger rejection from this level because of that resistance, that we are going to have a nice little cool down period, that we're potentially even going back to like 36,000, which is because of this top in place over here, and also because of this 55 EMA on the daily chart, and then actually continue our way back to the upside. And if we do so, then I kind of would target a move to more or less 45,000, 44.8 thousand, which is another important level of resistance, which is basically created by this low over here and some price action right over here. So yeah, I do think that 44 or 45,000 level rather is going to be quite significant in the future too. So let's see if that is going to work out or not. Cool, and then I suppose the last thing I want to quickly talk about for now is that we are having the FOMC meeting today. I'm not entirely sure when this is going to take place or at what time it's going to be. It's probably going to be late for me and, like in the afternoon in the United States, I suppose. But yeah, this could definitely have some effect to see what they are going to do with the entire inflation situation, if they're going to start tapering, if they're going to start buying fewer bonds or not. That could definitely have an effect on the stock markets. So let's see if we have some interesting information from the FOMC meeting later today. Let's actually go to the stock markets for now. S&P 500 slightly down, well, slightly break even actually for the day. It looks like we have some bearish divergence on the daily chart for the S&P 500. So we could definitely move a little bit lower. So yeah, I'm wondering if the FOMC meeting is going to provide a catalyst for some more downside for the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones looks very similar. Also bearish divergence, multiple drives of bearish divergence. It's a little bit weaker compared to the S&P 500. And let's then also check out the Nasdaq. Also a bearish divergence on the daily chart. Chart looks pretty good, but yeah, again, the RSI is cooling off a little bit. You can see that the RSI is making lower highs instead, and the price action still is making higher highs. So that is bearish divergence, which usually is a relatively bearish sign and could provide some downside in the next couple of days. So let's see what that is going to do. Jay says also Teladoc Shanghai might get some punches. What do you mean exactly? Is Teladoc also present in Shanghai? I'm not sure. Or do you mean something entirely different? Because I believe, well, almost everything comes from the United States, their revenue, and they have some revenue in the European or in Europe as well, but not a lot just yet. And I believe they were working with some companies in India, or at least some American companies that have an office and that have like employees in India too. But I'm not sure what you mean with Shanghai and Teladoc, or maybe that was not related at all. Let me know. I think that's kind of everything I wanted to talk about. I'm likely going to do, oh, how long have I been here for? Just probably like 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes? Okay, cool. Because I'm actually going to go to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is? If you ever want to see a funny video of me, by the way, just type in my name, which is a horribly difficult name, Wiebe Koehorn, and then you're going to find a very interesting video. This one over here, this is what I'm going to do in like 1 hour. It's a sport. It's well, what I call it, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Worldwide, also China. Yeah, but I do kind of think that most of our revenue comes from the United States, if I am not mistaken. Let's actually go to my notes over here, and let's actually go to this one. I'm going to take a sip of my water. Probably in the other one, isn't it? Yeah. Here, and then this one. Okay, it says international revenue, so I suppose the international revenue has some China, but yeah, again, it's just a very small portion, or relatively small portion of their total revenue. If you look at the total revenue for, let's see, where are we going to look? I suppose if you look at the total revenue here, you're going to see that international revenue is just like 38 million more or less. 38 million, is that correct? Yeah, I think about 38 million. So that's about, what is it, like 8%? I can't do head math. What do you call it? 38 divided, oops, oh my god. No, that's not what I want. 38 divided by 503. Yeah, 7.5%. So not a lot of revenue comes from international revenue, and I suppose not a lot of revenue comes from China, to be very honest with you. Most of it is just a domestic American revenue from the United States. So I don't really think they are being affected that much by the whole Shanghai thing and the whole Chinese crackdown and stuff like that. Okay, I think that's everything for now. I'm going to do a short little live stream on the Dutch channel as well. If you are Dutch, by the way, check out my Dutch channel, which is Nesami Slim Beleggen. You can just go type in Nesami in the YouTube bar, and then you're likely going to find me somewhere around here. I only have 30 subscribers right now, but I'm just doing some live streams, so it's kind of obvious that I am not really gaining a lot of subscribers. But in the next couple of months, I suppose in like potentially next week or the week after, I'll start doing regular videos on that channel as well in Dutch, and see if I'm going to get some more subscribers. I'll be a little bit more active to, actively gain more subscribers in the ways that I kind of know how to. So I'll see if that's going to happen. Cool. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you want to join the Discord, again, go to nesami.com/discord. If you want to check out my mission, check out nesami.com/mission. That is definitely a very important page to learn a little bit more about why I'm doing the things I'm currently doing, and to see a little bit more like what my roadmap for the next couple of years looks like, because this is definitely a long-term plan that I'm currently working on. So with that being said, thank you very much for being here, for sharing your time with me, and I definitely hope to see you in the next live stream, which likely is going to be on Friday. So hopefully, I hope to see you there.